So this chapter was really neat. We got introduced formally to Aokiji, and man, I just tell you, there was some really neat things happening by the end of this one.
One Piece Chapter 319, Admiral Aokiji of the Navy Headquarters.
Alright, now I think I understand things a little bit better. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I don't know why I do that, like I'm grabbing something out of the air. I, as always, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the awesome and world government-filled Admiral-ridden tale of One Piece. Our last chapter, of course, saw us with really just, everything wrapping up, Foxy Pirates leaving town, and Luffy and company coming upon Admiral Aokiji, or as I call him, Admiral AOK. And actually, he's a real cool-looking dude, man. Tall, kind of like thin-looking dude. Got like a nice suit on, It just he has like a really cool look to him. Definitely a guy that I want to draw. So, nonetheless, though, Robin was like just freaking when she saw him or whatever. And then of course he knows her. We saw that. And that's kind of the bomb that was dropped at the end of it. He's like, "Oh, hello, Nico Robin. You turned out to be a beautiful woman," or whatever, something along those lines, right? So that's where the chapter left off, and that's where the chapter picks up over here. Immediately, we got everybody kind of getting on the defensive because, even Nami points out, she's like, Robin's never been this nervous or freaked about anything. What's the deal? So we wind up finding out that obviously they have kind of a background and a past, and Robin goes and explains that he is one of 3 admirals, of the Navy, and then he actually explains too, which I thought was kind of nice. They don't show them; they just sort of give you like the the outline of them. But there is of course Aokiji. There is Akainu. Yeah, Akayanu, I guess. And there is Kizaru. And then it explains, obviously, that they're, let's see here, one of them is the blue pheasant, of course, that's Aokiji, excuse me. One of them is the yellow monkey, that's Kizaru. And then the other one is red dog, Akayanu. Anyways, and then basically the only person above them is Fleet Admiral Sengoku, which of course we saw back in chapter 234, I believe it was. So almost 100 chapters ago now. So it's getting hard to remember all this stuff, but I'm trying. And we of course were introduced very briefly to him, the Fleet Admiral Sengoku, and then these 3 admirals are of course underneath him. And this guy's kind of funny because we're introduced to him, and he's just like, "I have no beef with you. I have no problem. I was just out for a walk," and they're like, whoa, and then I said it looked kind of funny because he had like one of those sleep blinder type things on that you put on, and he was standing up sleeping, and I guess he's like he explains that his method of doing things, he calls it lazy justice, and he seems just sort of like he almost has like some Zorro type traits to him, because he just goes and like falls asleep in the middle of conversations. He's talking to them and he's just like, just chill, it's okay, I'm not here to do anything to anybody, don't worry about it. He basically says, what he says, in essence, is that he just wanted to go and find out the whereabouts of Nico Robin after she had disappeared from Alabasta, and he had assumed that she was with this crew, and that's what he came to kind of check on, and he was just kind of like out for a stroll, going to check on things like that. And as he's going to lay down and going to take himself a little nap right in the midst of everything, Luffy's about to pound his ass, right? Because Luffy is thinking, this is somebody that's like a threat to me or to my crew, and he goes, gum, and they're like, whoa, chill, and nonetheless, though, he's like, I got to report this back to headquarters is the bottom line, and because now, of course, we got, the 100 million berry bounty for Luffy, the 60 million for Zoro, and 79 with a question mark after, because that was Robin's last bounty, I guess, when she was last kind of actively known or sought out or what have you. So definitely very cool, though. But what he winds up doing after he has this little conversation with them and whatnot, is he goes and offers his help to that Tonjit, the nomad guy, and he says, "Hey, you're trying to get 3 islands over, right?" And Tonjit's like, "Yeah." And then it's funny because I think Luffy's like, "Yeah, don't listen to him, he's with the Navy or what have you." And Tonjit's like, "Yeah, but isn't the Navy good?" And Luffy's like, "Oh yeah, right. The Navy's good. We're supposed to be bad. Okay, I understand." It's just kind of funny, So they wind up going over to the part where normally they wait for the crossing to come. And obviously, Tonjit's not going to be in any shape to do it for a while because Sherry's has been shot, has an injury, to the leg, whatever, his horse. So he packs up all his stuff, and the next thing we see everybody, as well as Admiral Aokiji, over by, the area that they wait for the tide to lower for that 1 hour a year so he can cross to the next island. And really, this is just put on to be a display to show the Admirals' powers, which I thought was cool. I had no idea that these Admirals were this powerful, or at least this one is, and that they actually possess devil fruit powers, because he goes and comes up to the edge of the water, right? And all of a sudden this crazy looking like monstrosity of like a sea king shark dinosaur looking thing kind of comes out like it's gonna nail him, and he's just like and just puts his hand down, and everything starts turning to ice, man. The whole sea just goes and just completely ices up. The Sea King or whatever this thing was, it turns into ice, you know. So apparently he's got devil fruit powers, and he's got the power of the chill fruit and a Logia type fruit, and I'm starting to understand these things a little better now. So definitely cool, because we've not seen anybody with the ice powers yet. We've of course seen fire, smoke, we've seen lightning, and I was just kind of waiting for ice to come in, you know, because I thought that would be pretty cool. So ultimately, very, very neat stuff, because we do get to see this nice double page spread of the Sea King and just sort of everything frozen up over there. So he goes and he sends Tonjit on his way, you know, and everybody says their goodbyes and everything else, and Tonjit's going to go and take off, you know, and go across here, and he tells him that that it'll be frozen for about a week. So he's got about a week to, of course, get across, you know, to those 3 islands over to actually meet up with his people, right? So that's cool. Tonjit, even though he's kind of a goofy character, he was introduced because he's like, oh, I'd still be up there if it wasn't for you guys getting me down off the stilts, and you're just like, okay, whatever, you're an idiot. But it is kind of neat to go and see that he had sort of a happy ending, you know, because I never felt good about them leaving Gaiman like they did. He was like still stuck in the treasure chest, and it's like, oh yeah, my body's grown to it and this and that, and I'm just thinking in my mind, I'm like, that doesn't seem to be a very good ending for him. But anyway, so he kind of gets his happy ending and goes off to, and not the type that you get in like an Asian massage parlor, but he does get his happy ending as far as getting off and hopefully reuniting with his people. And then we go in, Aokiji, he goes, or Aok as I like to call him, he goes and he sits down and he chills after this, and he's relaxing. And I love some of these lines. I got to read them over here. And he's just like, so he goes and he sits down, relaxes, you know, and he's nodding off again. And then he goes and and Luffy's like, what? And he's like, how can I describe it? You're just like your Gramps, Monkey D. Luffy. And Luffy's, of course, a big question mark. He's like, what? And then he's just like, you're wild. You have no self-control. And then Luffy's getting, Gramps? And then, you know, even Usopp's like, Luffy's grandpa. Now, we don't know anything about Luffy's family except for that Ace is his brother, right? At least at this point. Huh? What's the matter, Luffy? You're sweating. You know, and then I get these, nothing. I mean, and then it's just, here we go. What do you say? I owed a debt to your grandpa a long time ago. I came here to get a glimpse of Nico Robin and you, but I changed my mind. Maybe you guys had better die now. And then I was like, oh shit, so it's going to go down with him, man. But I guess the thing that yeah, this guy's powerful and everything else, and we're going to deal with him in the next chapter. But I guess my whole thing is what's this deal with the Gramps? You know, you're just like your Gramps. You're just like your Gramps. So, you know, so I'm assuming that obviously Aokiji, maybe somebody else that's in, is this one of the other admirals maybe? Is it somebody higher up? Is it somebody he knows or that he used to know? Because he says, I owed a debt to your Gramps, so I'm assuming that maybe he was somewhere along the lines of in the world government. But very, very cool stuff. And of course now it appears that he's going to want to fight them anyway. And man, it just real cool stuff, man. Like I said, I really like this character. Just a little glimpse that we've seen of him so far. It's kind of cool. And very the kind of neat part that you get in between the arcs where you wind up having some of these cool moments happening. So nonetheless, that is how chapter finishes off. My chapter question for you, though, brothers and sisters, is really, I guess, you know, what are your thoughts on Admiral Aokiji? And, of course, him, you know, possessing the power of the chill fruit. I certainly, now it's kind of neat because in my mind now I get the general idea of the hierarchy and how it works. We've got Fleet Admiral Sengoku, and then he's got these 3 admirals that answer to him, obviously, and it seems like each one represents a different animal in a different color, red, yellow, and blue. The pheasant, dog, and monkey. So I don't know what that's going to play into things. I don't know if they all have devil fruit powers, or, you know, I'm assuming maybe they do because of Aokiji. So nonetheless, though, let me know what your thoughts are on Admiral Aok in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will look forward to catching all of you in the next one, Nation.
Well, if you like Robin as much as I do, remember to follow me on my other channel as well as the Facebook and Twitter.